What's going on YouTube? Belay Shadowthorn here, back again with another Wi-Fi battle for you guys. Sorry if I didn't upload yesterday. I went to the movies, and I went to see Deliver Us from Evil, and it was like preemptive. My friend called me up, he was like, hey, wanna go see a movie? And I was like, yeah, sure. So, I went and saw that and didn't have time to come home and upload, so I figured, why not upload now on Thursday instead? So, looking over here, I got a pretty fun team. I was challenged in OU, and I really wanted to use the Hitmon Trio. So as you can see, I have Banded, Reckless, Hitmonlee because I'm Burden Set's garbage. I have a defensive Counter Hitmon top, and then I have a Banded Punching Hitmonchan. I don't know. But anyways, I got the Hitmon Trio. I have a Miltank because I was like, I don't know, let's bring a Miltank. And then I have a Rotom Wash and then a Mega Pinsir, just in case I need it for later. Looking over at her team, she has Charizard, most likely Y. Gonna be a big threat. Snorlax, I'm seeing as a big threat, because Snorlax is pretty bulky. Aegislash, of course, is gonna be a big threat, because I don't really have anything truly to counter it. I do have Blaze Kick on my Hitmonlee. I just actually have to get it in on a non-King shielding attack. Chestnut, Mew, and Starmie I'm not too worried about just because I don't know exactly what it's going to do. So, enough of that. Let's just get right on into the battle. I'm going to be challenged by Jessica. This was in one of my streams, as most of my battles, so, that's that. So, he's going to lead off with the Aegislash. I'm going to be leading off with the Hitmonlee. I'm not entirely sure what she wanted to lead, so I figured Hitmonlee would be my safest bet, as she's going to go for the King Shield straight off the bat. I wasn't entirely sure. I honestly didn't think she'd King Shield right off the bat. I thought she'd predict me to do something like that, but anyways, obviously with my attack load, I can't stay in. And anyway, I was choice locked anyway, so I was basically forced to switch anyway, so I'm going to go out of my Rotom. And she actually pulls a double. I was not expecting that at all, but she pulls a double out into Starmie, which this is a great matchup for me, just because now I can Volt Switch off of anything and get some momentum on my side. As she switches out, she goes out into Long Arms, which if I would have went for the Will-O-Wisp, that would have been absolutely perfect. As it starts thundering, seriously, I swear to God, a little off topic, but every time I try to record, it thunders out. I have no idea why, but it seems like every time. So if you're hearing thunder in the background, it's not my fault. So anyways, gonna Volt Switch out, gonna go into my Hitmon top. Gonna get that Intimidate drop off, just in case it wants to start attacking me. I have the Intimidate drop, so it won't be doing too much. As it goes to the low sweep, that's fine. I was really hoping that she would attack me and not go for like Leech Seed or something. So I am going to go for that nice Counter and do good damage with the attack. And now right here, I believe I predict the switch, and I'm going to go for close combat. As she's going to switch in, she's going to bring in out her Aegislash gun. But no, I just go straight with the safe counter, just making sure. But now right here, I'm in not a good position because all I have to hit it up with is a Pursuit. And I know for a fact she's not going to switch. In fact, she's probably most likely going to King Shield or maybe set up a Swords Dance. Either way, my Scrotum is the best counter to this Aegislash, as she's going to instead go for a Sacred Sword. Not entirely sure what she was predicting, but it still does a decent damage because it was a critical hit to my Rotom. And now right here, she's going to go for the King Shield. Honestly, I would have went straight away for another Sacred Sword, just on the off chance, because most Rotoms do carry Will-O-Wisp, and just in case I did predict the King Shield, which I did, and go for the Will-O-Wisp, it would have been better to get some damage off, and then probably then finish me up with a Shadow Sneak. But instead, she did make the King Shield play, and I was able to burn it, which is pretty cool because now that thing is burned, and I don't have to deal with it anymore because it's basically not a threat anymore. So now she's going to bring in Mew, and I'm just going to Volt Switch off on whatever she wants to bring in. I was kind of thinking she might bring in the Chestnut like she did last time, so I was tempted to go for the double Will-O-Wisp. But in the end, the Volt Switch was the safest play. So now I'm gonna go out into my Pinsir. Basically now it's time to get the sweep. It's time to bring in the powerhouse Mega Pinsir and just dent teams. And that's what Mega Pinsir does. Basically, it comes in and it dents teams. And right here, I'm gonna go for the X Scissor just to knock out the Mew. What I probably should have done was not Mega Evolve. Gotten the Moxie boost and then Mega Evolve, but I wasn't really thinking. I was just like, Mega Evolve and then go for the X Scissor. But right here, Charizard coming in. Obviously, I can't stay in on that, so I'm gonna go out in my Scrotum. My Scrotum just to basically die right here and take whatever hit it wants to go for. It turns out though, it's Mega Charizard X, which honestly, I'm seeing a lot more X's than I am Y's. It seems like X is making a bit of a comeback right here, which is pretty cool. And on top of that, it Dragon Dances, which I'm like, wow, that is a really good play. That is a really good play. I'm proud of you. and then it's just gonna kill Rotom off the Dragon Claw. I honestly did not expect to live it. I mean, it's +1. Even if it's Jolly, it's still Tough Claw boosted stab, +1 attack. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go into my Hitmontop. And basically right here, I'm pretty sure it's just going to Dragon Dance, predicting me to go for the Counter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight away from close combat, try and bring it down to a low range of HP. And judging by how much that close combat did, I'm pretty pleased by that damage. I'm thinking I can 2 KO it. So now what I'm thinking right here is that it's going to attack me, because obviously if it did that much damage the first time, it doesn't want to risk the fact of me killing it off. But it has the Roost, and I'm like, no, because it can stall me out of close combats, because it has more Roosts and Dragon Dances than it does counters, and I'm like, well, this is the end for me, because, like, it can just keep on roosting and Dragon Dancing and sweep my entire team. So that's exactly what it's doing. It's alternating between Roost and Dragon Dances just to get its HP back up, as I'm just keep on going for close combat. It's my only attack. I'm not invested in attack, which if I was, I probably would have been able to dent this thing even more, which would have been amazing. But unfortunately for me, I'm not invested, as it's roosting. I'm like, okay, it's just gonna roost and it's gonna stall me out of close combats, and then it's just gonna, like, I don't even know what it's gonna do at that point. Like, is it just going to keep on Dragon Dancing and I'm forced to switch out? And then I guess my only play right now is what going through my head is, as soon as I run out of close combats, I'm going to be forced to, like, switch out, switch back in, and start, like, trying to get Intimidate drops on it. But that's, like, the only thing I can do at this point in time, as I believe I go for my last close combat, because if I'm counting correctly, that was my 5th close combat. And I forgot to PP max, actually, my close combats. But instead what it does was she actually decides that she's not going to stall me out, which if she would have went for a Roost right there, it would have probably changed. It was game changing right there that she didn't go for the Roost, which means I'm now able to go to my my Mega Pinsir and Revenge Kill it with Quick Attack. If she would have went for the Roost right there, I honestly think it would have been a Charizard sweep, because number one, I had nothing to hit it with. I had Pursuit and Counter and stuff like that, so I honestly had nothing to hit it with. So definitely, if she would have went for the Roost right there, it would have been game changing. It would have been GG. But anyways, right here, I bring in on the Snorlax. I'm not entirely sure what it wants to do to me, so I feel relatively safe setting up a Sword Stance, because I'm thinking that then I can just be assured the OHKO with return. But it turns out that it has Rock Slide, and I live on 5 HP, which is like, oh my god. And then Snorlax lives up. I'm just like, no. No, it's +1, it's stab, or +2 actually, it's stab and all that fun stuff, and it didn't kill. It didn't kill, so I'm like, okay, no. So I'm going to bring in my Hitmonchan now, and just Revenge Kill it with a Drain Punch. Pretty nice, easy, get a crit didn't matter, super effective, all that fun stuff. Plus it's a Hitmonchan, because Hitmonchan is actually pretty cool, Life Orb Hitmonchan. I like it. It's my boxer. You know, he's going backwards and forwards. He's like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. So right here, I actually predict the Spiky Shield, and I go for the Earthquake. I do have both Ice Punch and Fire Punch, I believe, on this Hitmonchan. I just wanted to go for the Earthquake just because I was predicting the Spiky Shield, and I didn't want to get the Spiky Shield damage on it. She shows me the Aerial Ace, which I did not expect. And right here, I'm like, you know what, screw it. Ice Punch away. Maybe she doesn't have Spiky Shield. I don't know why she wouldn't, but maybe she was predicting something else. I'm not entirely sure, so that's what happened, and I'm able to knock out the Chestnut, which is pretty cool. And now right here, I want to save the Hitmonchan, so instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm basically going to Death Fodder my Milk Tank. Just want to gauge and see what this Starmie wants to do, as it ends up going for a Psychic, which I did not see coming. Most carry Psy Strike, but that did a lot of damage because it was another crit, but still, I basically brought in this Milk Tank to die, because really, I don't feel Miltank is going to be that big of a big use for me right now, so that's exactly what's going to happen. Miltank's just going to go down to 2 Psychics. That's fine, it did its job. It was a switch fodder, basically, which means I'm now able to go to my Hitmonlee and reveal the Choice Bonded Sucker Punch, and that will be the end of Starmie, because I'm able to go for a Sucker Punch by kicking. That's very weird. It's like kicks with a punch, and I'm able to knock out the Starmie. And then it's going to bring in its last Pokemon, which is going to be the burned, it's going to bring in the burned Aegislash, which I don't really view as a threat, so I'm going to go back out of my Hitmonchan. Basically as Death Fodder, I guess, which means I can then switch in on my, switch in and kill it off with a Blaze Kick. And plus with the burn damage eventually, because Aegislash doesn't get any residual recovery. I can just stall it out of burn if I had to, but instead I just go for the safe earthquake, as it's going to then kill me off with the sacred sword, I believe. Yep, it's going to go straight over for the sacred sword, but it did bring it down to a range of HP where the burn will kill it off, which will leave me, I believe, with a very, very, very narrow 1-0 victory in my favor, because I believe all I have left is my Hitmonlee, although don't quote me, I'll have to double check the team preview. But yeah, that will leave you the very narrow victory. So hopefully you enjoyed the Wi-Fi battle. If you did, leave a like and a comment. Sorry for not uploading again on Wednesday. I kind of got caught up. I rarely ever go to the movies, and so when I do, it's sort of like a big deal to me, because I'm like, ooh, movies, big screen, all that fun stuff. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and a comment, and I will see you all next time. Bye.